Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins Collection, where we uncover the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're diving into a very special coin that could be hiding in your collection or even in your pocket right now, the United States 5-cent coin from 1998. But this isn't just any ordinary nickel. If you're lucky enough to have one with a rare mint mark error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. That's right, today we're talking about the 1998 5-cent coin, and it might just surprise you how much value a small error can add to a coin. So, if you're into coin collecting or just curious about rare finds, stick around until the end to find out how much this unique coin could be worth. Let's start with a little bit of background. The 1998 5-cent coin, or nickel, was minted as part of the regular coinage production in the United States. On the obverse side, you'll find the classic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, which has been the design on the nickel since 1938. Jefferson, with his distinguished look, represents the founding ideals of the nation, and this coin has been in circulation for decades, making it a familiar and iconic part of American currency. On the reverse side of the 1998 nickel, you'll see the familiar image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, which has graced the back of the nickel since 1938 as well. Monticello is a symbol of Jefferson's architectural achievements, and the design reflects the values of strength, tradition, and progress that were central to the formation of the United States. Now, here's where things get interesting. While the 1998 nickel looks like your typical piece of currency, some of these coins have a significant error that makes them stand out from the rest. As with most coins, the U.S. Mint puts a mint mark on the coin to indicate where it was produced. For the 1998 nickel, coins were minted in Denver, Philadelphia, and even West Point. Normally, these mint marks are clear and precise, showing the letter D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. However, there was a rare minting error that occurred with some of the 1998 5-cent coins. The error involves the mint mark, which was struck incorrectly during the minting process. In some cases, the mint mark appears faint, blurry, or even doubled. In other cases, the mint mark was poorly aligned, making it hard to distinguish the letter properly. This minor but significant error has made these coins highly desirable to collectors, who are always on the lookout for unique or rare varieties like this. So, what makes this error so valuable? Well, collectors know that when it comes to rare minting mistakes, scarcity drives up the price. Coins with misaligned, doubled, or poorly struck mint marks are much harder to find than your average circulated coin, and the demand for these errors in the marketplace has skyrocketed over time. If you think you might have one of these 1998 nickels with a mint mark error, you're probably wondering just how much it could be worth. Well, let's get to the exciting part, the value. If you have a 1998 5-cent coin with a rare mint mark error in exceptional condition, it could be worth much more than its face value of just 5 cents. Depending on the severity of the mint mark error and the condition of the coin, it could fetch a price of up to $40,000. Yes, you heard that right, $40,000 for a single coin. That's an incredible amount of money for a coin that was originally worth just 5 cents. But remember, rarity is the key. Coins with mint mark errors like this one are in high demand among collectors, and if your coin is in excellent, uncirculated condition, its value can skyrocket. In fact, error coins like this can fetch a significant amount at auction, especially if they're graded and certified by a professional numismatist. So, how do you know if you found one of these valuable coins? First, check the mint mark closely. Look for any signs of doubling, misalignment, or blurriness in the mint mark. If the mint mark looks off in any way, it's worth taking a closer look. The next step is to evaluate the coin's condition. Coins that are heavily worn, scratched, or damaged will be worth less than coins in pristine condition, so if you happen to have one of these error coins, make sure it's well preserved and free from significant damage. If you think you found a rare 1998 5-cent coin with a mint mark error, the next step is to get it graded by a professional. Coin grading is a critical process in determining the value of a coin. A high-quality grade can make all the difference when it comes time to sell or trade the coin. Grading services will assess the coin's condition, assign it a grade, and provide you with a certification that will help potential buyers recognize its value. If you happen to own a 1998 nickel with a mint mark error, make sure to keep it safe and protected from damage. Coins like this should be stored in protective cases to prevent wear and tear. And if you do plan to sell it or add it to your collection, make sure it's properly graded so you can get the maximum value. So, there you have it. The 1998 5-cent coin with a mint mark error is a rare and valuable find, and if you happen to have one in great condition, it could be worth up to $40,000. Pretty incredible, right? This just goes to show that you never know what treasures are hiding in your change jar or coin collection. Today, we've got a real gem for you, something that might just be sitting in your collection or even in your pocket right now. We're talking about the 1996 United States 5-cent coin, or nickel, with a special twist. This seemingly ordinary nickel could actually be worth thousands of dollars if you know what to look for. That's right, we're diving deep into the 1996 nickel, but this isn't just any regular coin. What makes this particular coin stand out is a rare mint mark error that has caught the attention of collectors and numismatists alike. So, if you've ever wondered how a simple error can turn a common coin into a small fortune, you're in for a treat. Let's start by taking a closer look at the design of the 1996 5-cent coin. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the well-known image of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This portrait has graced the nickel since 1938 and is one of the most iconic images in U.S. coinage. Jefferson, with his thoughtful expression, represents the foundational ideals of the nation: freedom, independence, and the pursuit of democracy. On the reverse side, you'll see the classic depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's beloved home in Virginia. Monticello is an important symbol of American history and Jefferson's contributions to the country, particularly in architecture and public service. The reverse design has remained unchanged for many years, making the nickel one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. circulation. Now, here's where it gets exciting. While the 1996 nickel may look like your typical 5-cent piece, there's a rare mint mark error that has made some of these coins incredibly valuable. For those of you who may not be familiar, a mint mark is the small letter on the coin that indicates where it was produced: D for Denver and P for Philadelphia. In 1996, most of the nickels were minted in Denver, but there were some with a rare mint mark error that has caused quite a stir in the coin collecting world. The error involves the mint mark being struck improperly during the minting process. This can result in the mint mark being misaligned, doubled, or even incomplete. In some cases, the D mint mark is shifted, creating a distorted or unclear impression on the coin. This mint mark error is what makes these particular 1996 nickels highly sought after by collectors. As with any coin with a minting flaw, the rarity of these errors is what drives up their value. So, what makes this error so valuable? Well, errors like this are relatively uncommon, and when they do occur, they generate a lot of buzz in the numismatic community. A coin with a mint mark error is considered an anomaly, which is exactly what collectors love to find. The uniqueness of these coins means they hold far more value than their face value of just 5 cents. Now, you might be wondering how much a 1996 nickel with a mint mark error could actually be worth. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare error coins, you could be in for a big payoff. Coins like this can vary in price depending on the severity of the mint mark error and the condition of the coin. But if you have a well-preserved example of the 1996 nickel with a noticeable mint mark error, it could be worth as much as $41,000. Yes, you heard that right, $41,000 for a single nickel. That's an astounding amount of money for a coin that originally was worth just 5 cents. But when you factor in the rarity of the mint mark error and the high demand among collectors, it makes sense why these coins are commanding such impressive prices. So, how can you tell if you found one of these rare 1996 nickels with a mint mark error? The first thing to look for is the mint mark itself. Examine the D mint mark closely, check for any signs of doubling, misalignment, or any inconsistencies in the way it was struck. A doubled mint mark, for example, is one of the most desirable errors for collectors. If the mint mark looks blurry or faint, that could be another indication that you found a valuable coin. The next step is to inspect the overall condition of the coin. The value of any coin is heavily influenced by its condition. A coin that has been worn down or heavily circulated will be worth significantly less than one that is in near perfect, uncirculated condition. If you find a 1996 nickel with a mint mark error in excellent condition, you've really struck gold. If you think you found one of these rare coins, it's a good idea to get it graded by a professional. Coin grading services can assess the condition of your coin and give it an official grade, which will play a crucial role in determining its market value. The higher the grade, the more you can expect to sell it for. A coin with a higher grade and a mint mark error could bring in far more than a lower grade example. Now, before you go rummaging through your change jar or diving into your coin collection, remember that not every 1996 nickel with a mint mark will be worth thousands of dollars. The coin's condition, rarity, and the severity of the error all come into play when determining its value. But if you're lucky enough to find one of these rare coins in great condition, it could be worth a small fortune, and there you have it. A simple 1996 nickel could be worth $41,000 if it has a rare mint mark error. So, before you dismiss that 1996 nickel you find in your pocket change, take a moment to inspect it carefully. You never know, you might just have a valuable treasure on your hands. Today, we've got a truly fascinating coin to talk about, the 1995 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel. But here's the twist, we're not just talking about any ordinary nickel. This one has a rare mint mark error that could make it worth a whole lot more than its face value of 5 cents, that's right. You could be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it. So, if you've ever wondered how a simple minting mistake can turn a regular coin into a collector's dream, stay tuned, because this could be the moment you find out your change is worth a small fortune. Let's start by setting the stage. The 1995 nickel, like most of the U.S. coins, features the timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse. This famous image of Jefferson has been gracing the nickel since 1938, and it's a design that's become synonymous with American coinage. Jefferson was the third president of the United States, and his likeness on the nickel represents the values of liberty, democracy, and the founding of the nation. On the reverse of the 1995 nickel, you'll find an iconic depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate. Monticello symbolizes the architectural brilliance of Jefferson, as well as his enduring legacy as one of the founding fathers. It's a design that's remained virtually unchanged for decades, making the nickel one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. Now, while the 1995 nickel might seem like your typical piece of pocket change, some of these coins have a hidden secret that could make them far more valuable than you might think. You see, the U.S. Mint occasionally makes mistakes during the minting process, called mint mark errors, and these errors can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a rare, highly collectible piece. So, what is the mint mark error we're talking about here? For the 1995 nickel, the error involves the mint mark being struck incorrectly, often in a doubled, misaligned, or poorly defined way. Mint marks are small letters that indicate where the coin was minted. For the 1995 nickel, the mint mark could be a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, and sometimes the mint mark can show signs of a doubled strike, where the letter appears faint or blurry. This subtle flaw creates a rare variation of the 1995 nickel that is highly sought after by coin collectors. Why does this mint mark error make the coin so valuable? Well, the answer lies in the rarity of the mistake. Mint mark errors don't happen every day, and coins with these types of flaws are much harder to find in circulation. Collectors and numismatists are always on the lookout for coins that have these kinds of errors, and when they find one, they know they're holding something special. That rarity drives demand, and demand drives up the price. The 1995 nickel with a mint mark error is no exception. If you happen to own one of these coins in good condition, it could be worth far more than the 5 cents stamped on it. But just how much more, you ask? Well, let's get to the exciting part. If you have a 1995 nickel with a rare mint mark error, particularly one with a noticeable doubled or misaligned mint mark, it could be worth as much as $43,000. That's right, $43,000 for a coin that originally had a value of just 5 cents. It's incredible to think that something as small as a mint mark error can increase the value of a coin so dramatically, but that's the magic of numismatics. Now, let's talk about how you can tell if you have one of these rare error coins. The first step is to examine the mint mark on your 1995 nickel. Take a close look at the D or P mint mark. Is it clear and distinct, or does it look off in any way? If the mint mark is doubled, misaligned, or blurred, then you could be holding something that's worth checking out by a professional. Next, consider the condition of the coin. Coins with mint mark errors are especially valuable when they're in pristine, uncirculated condition. The less wear and tear the coin has, the higher its value will be. A nickel that's been heavily circulated will not fetch the same price as one that's in near perfect shape, so if you found an uncirculated 1995 nickel with a mint mark error, you're definitely on to something. If you think you found a rare 1995 nickel, the next step is to get it graded by a professional coin grading service. Grading experts will evaluate the coin's condition, and once it's graded, you'll have a much clearer idea of its value. Coins with higher grades tend to sell for more money, especially when they have minting errors like this. Now, you might be wondering if this kind of coin is easy to find. The truth is, 1,995 nickels with mint mark errors are rare, but they're out there. They're not something you're going to stumble upon every day, but if you've got a keen eye and a little bit of luck, you could very well find one in your pocket change or your coin collection. So, the next time you come across a 1995 nickel, take a moment to inspect it. You might just have a rare, error-filled treasure on your hands that could be worth far more than the 5 cents it originally was meant to be. To wrap things up, if you have a 1995 nickel with a mint mark error in great condition, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $43,000. Can you imagine, $43,000 for just a single nickel? It's incredible, but it's true. So, keep your eyes peeled for these rare finds, because you never know what might be hiding in your change jar. Today, we've got an exciting topic that could be hiding right in your pocket change. We're talking about the 1988 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, but this isn't just any ordinary nickel. The 1988 nickel comes with a rare mint mark error that could make it worth an absolute fortune. Yes, you heard that right. What might seem like a regular coin could actually be worth thousands of dollars. Stick around because we're about to dive deep into how a simple minting mistake can turn a common coin into something incredibly valuable. Now, let's start with the basics. The 1988 nickel features a familiar design. On the obverse, or front side of the coin, you'll find the classic image of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. His portrait has adorned the nickel since 1938, and it's a symbol of American history, liberty, and democracy. Jefferson was a visionary, and his likeness on this coin represents the values that the country was built on. On the reverse side of the 1988 nickel, you'll see Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. The design of Monticello has been part of the nickel since 1938 as well, and it's a tribute to Jefferson's architectural genius and his legacy. Monticello, with its columns and intricate design, has become an iconic symbol of American heritage and represents Jefferson's ideals of freedom and equality. But here's the catch: the 1988 nickel has something that makes it stand out from the rest. Although most 1988 nickels were minted without any issues, some have a rare mint mark error that has caught the attention of collectors and numismatists alike. You see, every US coin is stamped with a mint mark, a small letter that indicates where the coin was minted. For nickels, the mint mark could either be a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. However, sometimes, during the minting process, things don't go exactly as planned. In some cases, the mint mark on a coin can become misaligned, doubled, or even poorly struck. That's exactly what happened with a small number of 1,988 nickels. These coins have a mint mark that looks unusual. Sometimes it's doubled, faint, or misaligned, creating a rare error that could make your nickel worth far more than its 5-cent face value. The rare mint mark error on these 1988 nickels is highly sought after by collectors. When it comes to rare coins, collectors love these types of minting mistakes because they make the coin unique. And the rarer the mistake, the higher the demand. Coins like these don't just sit in circulation for long, which means if you find one in your change, it's already a rare treasure. So, what makes this error so valuable? Well, the rarity is a huge factor. Coins with mintmark errors are anomalies. They don't occur every day, and when they do, they become instant collectibles. The 1988 nickel with a mintmark error is highly coveted because it's a relatively recent coin, yet the error is unusual enough to make it stand out. These coins are much harder to come by than the average 1988 nickel, and that scarcity is what drives their value sky high. Now, if you're wondering just how much a 1988 nickel with a mintmark error could be worth, here's the exciting part. A well-preserved 1988 nickel with a mintmark error can be worth as much as $37,000. Yes, that's right, $37,000 for a single nickel. Imagine having a coin that was originally worth just 5 cents, now valued at tens of thousands of dollars because of a simple minting error. That's the magic of rare coins. So, how do you know if you found one of these rare 1988 nickels with a mintmark error? The first thing you'll want to do is closely examine the mintmark. The mintmark is typically located just below the word Liberty, on the obverse side of the coin, near Jefferson's portrait. Look for any signs of a doubling effect or a misaligned mintmark. If the mintmark appears blurry, doubled, or shifted in any way, you may have just found a valuable error coin. Another thing to keep in mind is the condition of the coin. Like with any collectible, the value of a coin is heavily influenced by its condition. A coin that's in mint or near mint condition will be worth far more than one that's worn down or heavily circulated. If your 1988 nickel looks like it's been through a lot of hands, its value might be much lower. But if the coin is still in excellent shape, it could fetch a high price. If you think you found a rare 1988 nickel with a mintmark error, the next step is to get it graded by a professional coin grading service. Grading is the process of assessing a coin's condition and authenticity. A professional grade can help you understand the coin's true value and increase your chances of selling it for top dollar. You might be asking, how easy is it to find one of these rare error coins? The truth is, while 1988 nickels are still relatively recent, the mintmark error variety is not something you're likely to come across every day. However, if you've got a sharp eye and a keen interest in coins, you may just get lucky. It's all about knowing what to look for and taking the time to inspect your change carefully. So, the next time you're sorting through your coin collection, or even just going through your pocket change, take a moment to examine your 1988 nickels. You never know, you could be holding a rare and valuable mintmark error worth $37,000. It's hard to believe, but it's true. One single nickel could potentially be worth that much if it has the right minting mistake. Before you go running to check your spare change, remember that not every 1988 nickel with a mintmark is going to be worth tens of thousands of dollars. But if you do find one of these rare error coins in good condition, you could be looking at a real treasure. Today we're talking about the 1993 United States 5-cent coin, or the nickel, and how a simple mintmark error could make it worth tens of thousands of dollars. That's right, this little coin could hold a big surprise for you. In today's video, we'll explore what makes this coin so special, how to spot the error, and just how much it could be worth if you happen to find one in your collection or pocket change. So stick around until the end to learn the full story. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Let's start by setting the stage with some background on the 1993 nickel. As many of you know, the design of the US 5-cent coin has stayed largely consistent for many years. On the obverse, or front of the coin, you'll find a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. This image, which was designed by artist Felix Schlag, has been the face of the nickel since 1938, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coin history. Thomas Jefferson is not only a key figure in American history but also someone who played a pivotal role in shaping the nation. His image on the nickel represents his ideals of democracy, liberty, and the American spirit. But that's not all. On the reverse side of the 1993 nickel, you'll find the image of Monticello Jefferson's Virginia home, which has also been part of the nickel design since its inception. Monticello symbolizes Jefferson's legacy as a statesman and his contributions to American architecture and society, but here's where it gets interesting. While most 1993 nickels are just like any other, some of them have a rare mintmark error that could make them worth far more than their face value. As many collectors know, mintmarks are small letters that indicate where a coin was minted. For the 1993 nickel, the mintmark could either be a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. However, due to a minting error, some 1993 nickels have a mintmark that's either doubled, misaligned, or poorly struck. This can create a subtle, but significant, variation in the appearance of the coin, which is exactly what makes these error coins so valuable to collectors. Mintmark errors are highly sought after because they make the coin unique. And let's face it, every collector loves the thrill of finding something that's one of a kind. Now, let's talk about why these error coins are worth so much more than regular 1993 nickels. When you consider how many 1993 nickels were minted, it becomes clear that finding one with a mintmark error is incredibly rare. Coins with these types of imperfections are much harder to come by than their perfectly minted counterparts, and because of that rarity, they hold a much higher value in the marketplace. So, how much could your 1993 nickel with a mintmark error be worth? Are you ready for the big reveal? If you happen to have one of these rare 1993 nickels with a doubled or misaligned mintmark, it could be worth as much as $32,000. Yes, you heard that right, $32,000. That's the potential value of a single coin with a mintmark error. It's amazing to think that a small mistake during the minting process could increase the value of a coin by thousands of dollars. Now, you might be asking, how do I know if I have one of these rare 1993 nickels? Great question. The first step is to carefully inspect the mintmark on your coin. The mintmark is located just beneath the word Liberty on the obverse side of the nickel, near Jefferson's portrait. What you're looking for is any sign that the mintmark appears doubled, misaligned, or faint. If the mintmark looks unusual in any way, blurry, shifted, or doubled, you could have a rare and valuable error coin in your hands. It's also important to consider the overall condition of the coin. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin will be. If your 1993 nickel with the mintmark error is in uncirculated or near mint condition, it will fetch a much higher price than one that's been worn down from heavy circulation. So, keep an eye out for nickels that look as if they've never been used or that have very minimal wear and tear. If you think you found a 1993 nickel with a mintmark error, the next step is to have it professionally graded. Coin grading is a process where experts evaluate the condition of a coin and assign it a grade based on its quality. Grading can significantly impact the value of a coin, so if you think you've got a rare one, it's worth getting it checked by a reputable coin grading service. A high-grade coin with a mintmark error could be worth a lot more than a lower-grade one, so it's important to have it assessed properly. You may be wondering how often these rare mintmark errors pop up. Well, the 1993 nickel is a relatively recent coin, so it's not something you'll come across every day, but they do exist. The error is rare enough to make these coins extremely desirable to collectors, which means that if you do find one, you've got a potential treasure on your hands. So, how do you increase your chances of finding one? Keep an eye on your spare change and always be on the lookout for coins with minting errors. And remember, these errors don't just have to be limited to the 1993 nickel. Mintmark errors can happen on coins of any year. But if you find a 1993 nickel with a mintmark error, you could be looking at a coin that's worth much more than you ever imagined. To recap, the 1993 United States 5-cent coin with a mintmark error is a hidden gem in the world of coin collecting. If you happen to own one of these rare coins in excellent condition, you could be holding a piece of history that's worth $32,000. That's right, $32,000 for a simple nickel. So, don't forget to take a closer look at your coin collection, because that one nickel you've had sitting in your drawer could be worth a fortune. Today's video is one you won't want to miss. We're diving into the world of the 1973 United States 5-cent coin, better known as the nickel. But here's the catch, this isn't just any ordinary nickel. Some 1973 nickels feature a rare mintmark error that could make them worth more than you ever imagined. Now, you might be thinking, a nickel worth a lot of money? Really? And yes, that's exactly right. Stick around because I'm about to reveal how this simple coin could potentially be worth an astounding amount of money. Spoiler alert, it's more than most of us would ever guess. So, if you're ready to learn how a small minting mistake could turn your 1973 nickel into a treasure worth thousands, stay tuned. Let's start with a bit of background. The 1973 US 5-cent coin, or nickel, was minted during a time of major economic and political change in America. The country was transitioning into a new decade and dealing with inflation and the end of the post-World War II boom. But, just like all coins in the US Mint's production, these nickels were stamped in huge numbers, making them widely circulated in everyday transactions. On the front, or obverse side, the 1973 nickel features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson. This image has been on the nickel since 1938 and was designed by artist Felix Schlag. Jefferson, the third President of the United States, was not only a founding father but a man who was deeply influential in shaping the nation's ideals. His portrait on the nickel reflects the values of liberty, democracy, and the American spirit. On the reverse side of the 1973 nickel, we see Monticello, Jefferson's famous home in Virginia. This design also dates back to 1938, and Monticello represents Jefferson's architectural achievements and his dedication to the pursuit of knowledge. Monticello is a symbol of American heritage and the ideals Jefferson stood for. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the mintmark error that could make this coin worth a fortune. As with most U.S. coins, the 1973 nickel was stamped with a mintmark to indicate where it was minted. The mintmark could be a D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, or S for San Francisco. However, some 1973 nickels were minted with a rare error, specifically related to the mintmark. What happened was that some coins, instead of having a clear, well-defined mintmark, were struck with a misaligned or poorly stamped mintmark. In some cases, the mintmark could be doubled, faint, or completely off-center. These errors are what make this particular 1973 nickel so special. While most nickels from that year were struck perfectly, those with the mintmark error are considered anomalies. And as any serious coin collector will tell you, the rarer the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. So, why is this so significant? Well, coins with mintmark errors are highly desirable to collectors. This is because errors like these are not supposed to happen. When a coin is struck with a mintmark error, it becomes unique, and as a result, it stands out among millions of other coins that were struck correctly. Error coins are incredibly valuable, and the more unusual the error, the more sought after the coin becomes. Now, let's talk about the value of this rare 1973 nickel with a mintmark error. You might be wondering just how much a single coin could be worth. Well, I'm about to drop some knowledge that could change the way you look at your spare change. If you happen to find a 1973 nickel with one of these mintmark errors in excellent condition, it could be worth as much as $52,000. That's right, $52,000 for a single 5-cent coin. It's mind-blowing to think that something as small as a mintmark error could turn a coin from a humble 5-cent piece into a rare collectible worth tens of thousands of dollars. But it's true, the value of this error coin has been skyrocketing in the collector's market. If you find one of these rare coins in uncirculated or near mint condition, you could be holding onto a hidden treasure. Now, you're probably asking, how do I know if my 1973 nickel is one of these valuable error coins? The answer is to take a close look at the mintmark on your coin. The mintmark is located just below the word Liberty, on the obverse side of the nickel, near Jefferson's portrait. Examine the mintmark carefully. What you're looking for are signs of misalignment, doubling, or blurring. If the mintmark appears faint, doubled, or off-center, you could be holding a rare error coin worth a significant amount of money. Another key factor in determining the value of this coin is its condition. As with any collectible, the condition of the coin greatly affects its price. A well-preserved coin that shows little to no wear will be worth much more than one that has been heavily circulated. So, if your 1973 nickel with the mint mark error is in excellent or uncirculated condition, it will be worth much more than a coin that's been worn down over the years. If you believe you found one of these rare coins, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Coin grading is the process where experts assess the condition of your coin and assign it a grade. A high-grade coin with a mint mark error will be worth significantly more than a low-grade coin. So, make sure you get your coin checked out by a reputable coin grading service to determine its true value. You might be wondering, how likely am I to find one of these rare 1973 nickels? While it's not something you're going to find every day, it's definitely possible to come across one. The key is to keep an eye out when you're looking through your spare change or sorting through your coin collection. And remember, even though this error is rare, mint mark errors happen more often than you might think, so it's always worth taking a second look at the coins you come across. To sum it up, the 1973 United States 5-cent coin with a mint mark error is an exciting find for any coin collector. With its rarity and unique minting mistake, it's a coin that stands out in the world of numismatics. If you happen to find one in great condition, you could be sitting on a potential fortune worth $52,000. That's right, $52,000 for a single nickel. So, go ahead and check your coins, because you never know, you could be holding onto a piece of history that's worth much more than you thought.